In 1961, 13 Freedom Riders, male and female, young and old, decided to test and challenge the segregated travel facilities throughout the South by traveling from Washington, D.C. to New Orleans on a Greyhound and a Trailway bus. But things didn't go as planned. They wanted to push the boundaries of segregation by going against the Jim Crow laws which ruled in the South. The white Freedom Riders were going to use the black facilities, and the blacks would use the facilities meant for whites.
Hallelujah, I'm traveling. Hallelujah, ain't it fine? Hallelujah, I'm traveling down freedom's main line.
The Freedom Riders start in Washington, D.C. They are about 13 people divided into two normal buses. They are a mix of men and women, both black and white. They live in the belief that they are well prepared for whatever will meet them.
Do you expect any trouble?
There is a possibility that we will not be served at some stops. There is a possibility that we might be arrested. This is the only trouble that I anticipate.
But they don't know what really awaits them down in the South.
First part of the trip through Virginia, North Carolina and South Carolina goes rather uneventful. When they arrive in the land of Georgia, they meet up with Dr. King. The Freedom Riders ask him to join their trip through Alabama and Mississippi, but he declines and doesn't want to go. He warns them about the danger and the violence that might lay ahead of them, and tells them that they might end up doing more harm than good.
The two buses head towards Alabama. On May 14th, the first bus arrives in Anniston, Alabama, where they are welcomed by an angry mob of 200 people from the KKK.
Calling us all kind of names, nigger lovers, communists. Come on out and integrate Alabama. We dare you to do this, we dare you to do that.
As a man raised his arm above the crowd with a crowbar, and he broke out one of the back windows of the bus.
You could hear him say, throw it in, and asking, where is the gas, where is the gas?
Oh, misty eye of the mountain below, keep careful watch of my brother's souls. And should the sky be filled with fire and smoke, keep watching over during suns. If this is to end in fire, then we shall all burn together. Watch the flames climb high into the night, calling out, Father, oh, stand by and we will watch the flames burn.
It was like a scene from hell. It was the worst suffering I'd ever heard.
The second bus didn't stop in Anniston, but drove all the way to Birmingham. Here they were also met by violence. The police knew the Freedom Riders were coming, and they had told the people of Birmingham that they wouldn't arrest anyone in the first 15 minutes after the Freedom Riders would arrive in the town.
As we entered, we were met by hoodlums who were standing around the walls.
The very first thing that I saw was a white man, and he was hollering, "No, people, don't do it. They are my brothers, they're your brothers. Before I let you kill them, you have to kill me first." Klansmen made the statement, "Well, that ain't no problem." At that time, all hell broke loose.
I was thrown forward. I was hit on the back of the head with something.
It was a mass brawl. Stakes, bats, clubs, guns, just swinging away, just swinging away.
James went down almost immediately. The blood started running.
A black woman run up to a city detective and hollered, "They're killing my husband, for God's sakes help me," turned and slapped her down, knocked the hell out of her.
The incident in Birmingham scared all of the bus drivers, and even though the injured Freedom Riders wanted to go on, they couldn't find anyone who would take them on their bus, so they all had to fly home. Instead, students from Fisk University of Nashville decided that they would continue the Freedom Ride. They drove down from Tennessee, and their first stop was in Montgomery, Alabama.
Just suddenly, we were like, the bus was like surrounded.
You could see baseball bats and pieces of pipe and hammers and chains, and one fella had a pitchfork.
They were like, it was a feeding frenzy, like, you know how sharks are just, they were just crazy.
And what really sticks with me were the women. They were screaming, kill them niggas. And they had babies in their arms.
Hallelujah, I'm traveling. Hallelujah, ain't it fine? Hallelujah.
The Freedom Riders continue the ride to Jackson, Mississippi, where they are all arrested. The Freedom Riders were all put to jail in Parchment Farm, which was one of the worst prisons in the South. People from the north kept coming to Mississippi, where they were all arrested as well. Soon the prisons were filled up with Freedom Riders from all over America.
The people that took a seat on these buses, that went to jail in Jackson, that went to Parchment, they were never the same. We had moments there to learn, to teach each other the way of nonviolence, the way of love, the way of peace. The Freedom Ride created an unbelievable sense, yes, we will make it, yes, we will survive, and that nothing but nothing was going to stop this movement.
Finally, on September 22nd, after hundreds of arrests, the ICC issued its order. It gave the Freedom Riders what they've been asking for. The colored-only, the whites-only signs that had been in the bus and rail stations for generations, they finally came down.
Rolling stones of the rap game, not bragging. Look bigger than Jagger, not sagging. Rolling backwards, I'ma leave it at that.